What's going on, peoples? What's going on, man? What's going on, Trey? What's going on, Phantom? Welcome back, boys.
Yes,
What's
yes.
This
going
is
on,
another
guys?
podcast from for the badge. Literally, I'm not a happy bunny, so I had to bring my therapist on the complete right. I had to bring, the level-headed guy, Phantom. How you guys doing?
I'm not too bad, mate. I'm happy. An Arsenal fan. I'm content at the moment.
Trey, what you said?
You know what? If I'm honest with you, like I gotta keep it 100%. I'm United through and through, but it's a strange situation right now. We have to sort of see how the market ends for us at the end of the day. It could end badly, or it could salvage something, so we could have at least some hope, so we can fight, obviously, for the top four. The way it looks like right
Yeah,
now.
so we just from the off, we can just say you're not a happy bunny either. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course,
Let's
of
just
course, of
break the
course,
ice and say I'm not a happy bunny. You can just top it off with that.
of course, of
So
course.
basically, all right, cool. The whole day I've been complaining. I have not let up at the end of the day. I've been complaining. But I have to start off by just finding out for the first two games. Trey, I'll start with you. How are you feeling? How are you feeling for the first two games?
Yeah, if I'm honest with you, if you want to speak about Manchester United, if you want to speak about playing for the badge and the honour of the badge, it's not good enough at the end of the day. Obviously, first game we lost to Crystal Palace. Second game, bit of luck, bit of grit, but hey, it's 3 points in the bag. We obviously need to improve in certain areas, and it depends what's going to happen in the market at the end of the day. So if we could salvage a few signings, then I think we could do something good this season. If we can't salvage a few signings, then it's going to look like what we've seen recently in these past few games. That's keeping 100.
Lombe, how are you feeling?
With regards to Arsenal,
First, are you? How many games you played? Two.
two games, yeah. Fulham and West Ham. Uh, First game we steamrolled Fulham, but to be fair, Fulham, I don't know. West Ham gave us a little bit of a tougher test, but I'm not gonna lie, we scraped through that game. But the feeling around the place, and hopefully there's a whole lot of aura and party news going on at the moment. If we can secure those two, I am absolutely as content as can be. Right now, we're good, but we're not right there. Just
See, that's what I'm saying. Look, Arsenal fans, you seem more happier. You're having this nice vibe. You got Arteta and everything is
to be
rosy and
fair,
They
doozy.
got a good vibe at the moment. They got a
You
good
know what I'm
vibe. You know
saying?
what?
I can feel it. Like he's not even unhappy. He's just like,
no,
hey,
no, no,
we
but but
steamroll.
but,
It's a
but
good
then
vibe.
again, there's a very low bar last year. We suffered last year. That's the worst season I've ever seen in my entire life, like hands down. And we salvaged an FA Cup, good mood. We signed our captain, right? So it at the moment, I can't ask for any more. With all circumstances considered, I can't ask for any more. And if we get Orion Party, that's a bonus. Let me do, or any one of them, let alone both.
Yeah. What's the chance of you getting him?
Up to the sales that we can make, because our squad is too packed out with Deadwood. We need to at least get rid of three, maybe three, four players
Yeah,
to have a
definitely
chance.
possible. Possible.
All right, cool. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Trey, I just want to start off with this, fam.
Mm.
Are we still in for Sancho?
You know what? In regards to Sancho, it's definitely still a priority signing for Man United. Obviously, publicly, you can see through the
Oh, hold on. Can I
resources.
just stop you right there? Did
Yeah,
you just say priority?
yeah. I would say priority in a sense where the club obviously being linked. No, no, we keep it 100. Look, if you want to talk about priority, we need to obviously improve defense. That's priority. But because the summer window has just been talks of Sancho this, top priority for United. The saga continues. In that aspect, it's a priority signing. And for me, Dortmund are asking for what, 108 million. A lot of people can obviously argue that that is a bit too much for the young man. But I'm gonna leave you guys with this, yeah. How much did we spend on Pogba? How much did we spend on him? Pogba. No. Let's don't think about the player.
89 mil?
Yeah, about 80-ish mil.
You guys have got the internet in front of you. How much in shirt sales did Manchester United make for Pogba in that first week? How much?
Pogba.
Yes, Pogba. But Sancho, wouldn't you argue that he's right now the most fast for the most? I would say the boy that has the most sort of talent, potential.
Fire
In
around him.
regards to the commercial value for him right now, I would say that United will at least recruit more than half of that fee paid for him in a week. Like let's be honest here. There's a lot of boys from London that know his story. He came from South London, moved to Manchester, then moved to obviously Germany. They're going to support the move, and obviously they're going to buy the shirts just for that. He's brought out obviously his trainers as well. So commercially, he's going to generate some of that money back on a commercial value. But if you want to talk about priority, our priority right now is to obviously improve our defense because our attack is really good, but we're still leaking a lot of goals.
Okay, you see me, yeah. I don't really mind about Sancho at this present moment. Honestly, bro, Trey, I am drained. I am gone. I'm finished. You know when a vampire is done with you, blood. I am bones, bro. I am, fam. I am
No, 2 seconds, lad. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Let me sort this out. Hold on. We get to that point.
I am done, bro. At the end of the day, if Sancho doesn't come, but if we don't sign anyone, God forbid. Oh my God, God forbid. Like, we had only one shot. That's it. Just get one person, just anyone that's relevant. Donny van de Beek. Hey, listen, I don't mind the kid. He's got grit, his strength, he's good. He's good. But he's not exactly what we need, exactly what I feel for Sancho as well. If we get right wing was actually more in demand, to be fair. Like, we actually need a right winger. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Compared to CDM, nah. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, nah. It is what it is, bro. I don't. We'll get him and I'll be hyped for like a week, 2 weeks, two
You know
games,
what?
3.
Let me tell you this. Obviously, at the end of the day, we can clearly see. Like, let's not be delusional about this. We can clearly see that obviously the manager's always going to get the earful for obviously what happens on the pitch and for the team he puts out. And I'm not going to protect Solskjaer by saying he's had the perfect sort of job where he's done things correctly, but he just needs obviously backing from the board. But as a manager, like, come on, like you give your list of players that you want to your negotiator or the person that goes up there to get business done. How long have we been linked with this guy Central? Like, how long have we been linked with this guy? And it takes someone this long to just agree a fee that, look, we could clearly see what's going on here. That we just need to pay what they want and we'll get the money.
I'm not even mad at Sancho anymore. Sorry, I'm not even mad at Oli anymore. Honestly, I ain't. Because he's getting tossed underneath the bus. Because if we get Sancho, at the end of the day, if we get Sancho, right, he's got one man probably has. I don't know if he has anyone on his list. But at the end of the day, the team will have to perform same way Ole has to bring the team together.
Of
Yeah.
course.
The thing that I'm pissed off the most about is the person who's doing the negotiating, right? The person who's probably doing the scouting to actually bring a direction for football for us. Like, you know what? If you get him, and literally, I've been hearing my scouts have got this kind of player in our pipeline. That there is kind of an irritation because you definitely know there's no evidence that someone knows something. And this is all about the money. We definitely
Definitely about the
know
money.
everything here is about the money. Like
It's
there's
definitely about the
nothing
money.
here that's about football. Now, if that's the case, why can't Sancho? Why can't Oli step in and say, you know what? I know I want a Sancho, but if they're asking for too much money, I want these people. I want this one, this one, this one because of this, this, and this. Like, why can't he say that? And then at the end of the day, if he doesn't get him, he do what Mourinho did. Listen, I want the players, and I didn't get them. For some strange reason, I don't know. At that point, we definitely know you tried as a manager, but there's nothing you can actually do.
That's why for me, like when it comes down to sort of negotiations and deals, I've put the analogy out there. So you run a company, you're CEO of a company, and you need to generate revenue and to negotiate business. What do? You go out there and get a business-minded person who could do sales and negotiate. At the moment, we've got someone in Woodward where he's the he's known for being the finance guy for us. He's known for generating money for Manchester United, but he's not known for doing business. He's not a football man. So for me, I'm more of the mindset of what do you expect from Woodward? Like, what do you expect from this guy? Like, I have no faith in the guy for him to negotiate a good deal. Because, for example, now, let me point out there. So, a lot of people like to compare Maguire and Van Dijk based on the figure, yeah? So obviously Van Dijk was bought for how much?
70,
Like just
70
rephrase me, how much was
I
he
think
bought for?
70 something.
70 something, and then Maguire was bought for about 79, 80. Now, look, realistically, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say to you that Maguire is worth that figure. No, he's worth about 40, 50 mil. Like, I would say around that ballpark. But because of the negotiation ability of Woodward to not being able to orchestrate a deal to get this player sooner, yeah, he couldn't negotiate that deal to get him sooner. So we was too late to go for an alternative. So we was pretty much in a situation where we have to go in and get this guy. And Leicester, you got to give Leicester credit because the setup that they've got very intelligent. You've seen what sort of business that they've done. You've seen their scouting system that they've got. You can see that they have the correct. If you want to talk about structure and setup, look at a team like Leicester. Leicester are executing exactly how to manage the right money, spend it in the right places, scout the right players, and to be able to do great things. So for me, if you want to look at a blueprint on how to have the right structure, you got to look at Leicester. You got to look at also what Liverpool are doing right now. Liverpool are the prime example of a 4-year project. They're flourishing from a 4-year project that was executed.
Keeping in mind, Liverpool actually got a flipping top, I would say, top 3 manager in the world. Like
100%.
he's
100%.
going, but he knows what he's actually. That 4-year project was like, we're investing in you because we definitely know what you're capable of. Like everyone knows what he's capable of.
All right, but
Ole
Blueprint,
is
sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah.
I agree with you 150 million. But if you look at the current market that we're in right now, so right now we're in a cutthroat sort of business right now where if you don't perform good, your role is under pressure. Look at Liverpool's first season under Klopp and please tell me if that's a successful season.
No, I mean, like
one caveat. Wait, one thing I'm gonna throw into that, right? is Liverpool did the brave thing and they sold Felipe Coutinho.
Yeah.
Whereas Manchester United have got a similar situation developing, right? Where you've got Bruno and you've got Pogba.
Yeah.
This team was for Pogba, right, before Bruno arrived. But the whole situation with Pogba's injury and the contract that his agent, Mino Raiola, has been talking so much nonsense for the last few years, right? I think Man United bought Bruno out of like an insurance policy. I don't really necessarily think you expected Pogba to stay with the signing of Bruno in mind. So now the team is being built for Bruno because that is Solskjaer's man. Essentially, Pogba was Mourinho's guy. Bruno Fernandes is Solskjaer's man and his star man and his biggest signing.
If I'm honest with you,
he's building this team.
Lombe, like so
wait.
If I'm honest with you, Bruno, I agree, is Solskjaer's man, but I have to disagree with you by saying that Pogba wasn't Mourinho's man. Pogba was Ed Woodward and Manchester United's player because they knew by signing Pogba commercially on the business level where Manchester United are sort of operating, they knew that by signing Pogba back into the club, that would generate the club more money in revenue.
Yeah, but
Pogba and Mourinho, they don't like
the point. The point still stands. That's not Solskjaer's man. It wasn't the guy that he was involved in the process of getting him into Manchester United. But he was involved in Bruno Fernandes, and he's playing him with his man in mind. Even the team, the midfield, is not built to accommodate Pogba's strengths. It's built to make sure Bruno Fernandes, Solskjaer's investment, thrives. So Pogba, for me, like I've been saying all day, is going to have to either suck it up and play the pivot role for the rest of his time at Man United, or he's going to have to leave to make sure that he can play the 3-8 role.
All right.
And if Man United are feeling brave...
Let me ask you a question. Lombe. We can all agree that Pogba is let's call it, he's a world-class midfielder, yeah? And would you agree that Pogba is the master of many trades, but not a master of a specific trade in midfield? What would you say? Would you say he's...
No, I disagree. He's an all-round master of the attack on the ball. The whole category of attacking football, he's a master of.
Think he can do
defensively? No. That's why I say pivot role wrong for him.
You don't think he can do a defensive job? You don't think he can pick up the ball?
Not for an entire season. Not for an entire season, unless you have a very complete team.
Exactly. So for me, I reckon if I was Solskjaer, for example, and I've said this so many times, if you're going to play the formation that Manchester United play right now, you need to put Pogba in midfield with a Kante / Ndidi type of player in front of him, where they sit obviously in front of the defense, yeah? That allows Pogba to play that shadow DM role where he's not DM as in discipline. He's not going to be the one that's constantly doing defending. No, but he can be the one where he picks up the ball from deep and delivers obviously a long pass to maybe like a Rashford or someone on the break. For me, that's how you could take advantage of Pogba. Right now, we're in a situation where we're trying to accommodate that. But obviously at the moment, we don't have a player that could sort of replicate that Kante, Ndidi type of player where you've got that engine in that DM position to allow Pogba to have the license to go forward. Do you get it? So I'm thinking more...
But sorry, the one thing I'll say is, all right, there's two questions I want to ask you, right?
Yeah.
First, what do you think if Pogba, if you ask Pogba himself, what position, if I could give you the keys to make the formation and put yourself in a position, what do you think he would say?
Yeah. What, to make a team around him?
No, as in for Pogba to play in his ideal position, where do you think he would say, yeah, put me here, exactly here, nowhere else, if you're gonna get 100% out of me?
All right. So if you're gonna ask me that question, then I'm gonna go based on playing a system similar to what Juventus played. He has to play in a three-man midfield on the left side of that midfield. That's
Okay,
Pogba's position. So
okay,
that's like a number six, I would say.
okay. So that's ideal scenario, yeah.
Yeah,
Question two:
yeah.
who's more suited to a double pivot role, doing exactly the things that you just mentioned just now? Van de Beek or Paul Pogba?
Who's more suited to the pivot role? If I'm honest with you, on a tactical one, I would play either Matic in that position just because of his range of passing, his discipline,
I
and
mean, say you've got Kante in your team,
okay,
right?
yeah,
The
yeah,
guy
yeah.
next to Kante, who's more suited naturally, skill set, the way you play on the pitch, everything. Who's more suited to the guy next to Kante in the double pivot, Van de Beek or Pogba?
I would say Pogba. I would say Pogba. I
You
would
really
say
think so?
Pogba. Yeah, I honestly believe that Pogba is that talented as a midfielder that he could perform best in that position. Reason why is yes, you could play him in Bruno Fernandes's position right now. You would see him flourish and score goals, yeah, but I also see that he's got the ability to find ranges in passes where you think, wow, like how has he sort of picked out that pass? I think the best example of that is last season, obviously, when we played Spurs, when we won 1-0, Rashford's goal. Pogba took the ball from deep, long pass on their counter attack, caught Rashford on the break, and obviously Rashford scored the chance. Pogba's ability to find the pass in those positions from
But did he
deep.
have a good game though?
Sorry?
What do you think is, for me personally, right? I think Van de Beek is more suited to the deep lying playmaker role. I think by nature you wouldn't even have to, if you were looking to be a manager and you're looking to play one person in a double pivot and
Yeah,
you don't have to speak to them. Van de Beek will play that double pivot role and he'll dictate the game. His natural abilities will, he'll stay in that zone and do it himself. You won't even have to tell him. Whereas Pogba is more like, do this, do that. You're capable of doing it, but it's not in your nature. You want to get on the ball and carry it towards the opposition. That's just what I think.
So what
Right?
you're saying is that you're thinking more like Van de Beek takes Pogba's position and Pogba takes Bruno's position.
is that
Yeah,
what
that's
you're
that's
thinking?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Who's this midfield for? Just think about it right now. Who is this midfield for Manchester United for? Pogba or
Oh wait,
Bruno?
Lombe, wait, whoa,
You get
this
what
is
I'm
That's the
saying?
thing,
hold on,
though.
wait, Lombe,
It's
wait,
Go
not
Lombe,
on,
for
mate,
both.
you say.
It's
wait.
more
Can
for
I ask a
Bruno
question?
than
Can I ask a
Pogba,
question?
in
All
my
right,
opinion.
all right, cool. This is great because you're an Arsenal fan. You're
Amazing.
looking from the outside view. You know what I'm saying? You're looking from the. Let's just talk about what's more successfully able to happen rather than just hate. Yeah. Let me ask you a question, fam. Because at the end of the day, um, we want our team to succeed, and I
Of course.
understand. Yeah, Pogba is probably our best player in our team, but doesn't mean that he's being played to utilizing his skills 100% because we can't accommodate what is what is what he's like he's not his position is not natural to him right now what he's occupying right
Mm.
now because
Yeah, definitely.
with Bruno being in the team, he takes the just below, and Bruno is ahead where Pogba is supposed to be. Right
Mm.
now, Lomba, what is because this is on the fly now? I'm just asking this question because you guys were actually having a debate about it.
Mm.
What do you think is the 100% keep this midfield for now, and then you can swap it later? Like this is the midfield that you should go forward from now on, keeping in mind that we probably have a Rashford, Martial, and I don't know.
That's now you see where I was getting. Now, let me explain this to you. You're gonna have
Mm.
to give me like just give me 1 minute, yeah?
Mm.
This is where I came back to that Coutinho argument, and where Man United need to decide right now who they're gonna build this midfield around, Bruno or Pogba. Because if you're gonna do, put both, in the
It's gonna be
team.
Bruno. It's gonna be Bruno, 100.
Exactly. So in my opinion, if you're gonna build a team around Pogba, then put Van de Beek next to Pogba and then get a DM. And then DD or somebody to screen them two in a 4-3-3. If you're gonna build a team around Bruno, get a DM, get another DM like an Ndidi or somebody, put that next to a McTominay or a Fred or somebody who's a box-to-box midfielder, but not so attacking in the sense of Pogba, where Pogba doesn't play with a consistent pattern of play from that deep area. Van de Beek, when he was at Ajax, the way they built from him from deep, he can do those patterns in like a matrix. It's like Jorginho. He's not a defensive midfielder. He's a deep line playmaker. I don't see Pogba as a deep line playmaker. I see him
But
as a
do you know?
box-to-box CM. And sorry, last point,
Yeah.
when he was at Juventus in his best season, he
Mm.
had Marquisio
Vidal.
/ Vidal with Pirlo behind him, and Dybala was an attacking mid, and he would go like he scored so many goals, like going next to Dybala and being that third midfielder behind, because they played 4-3-1-2 with two strikers and attacking mid behind him.
Yeah.
And Dybala and Pogba were just devastating like that. Like Pogba was unreal. You ain't even seen. Yeah, Man United have not unleashed that attacking, that Pogba's capable of so much, and in an attacking sense, and not a defensive sense. But you're asking him to do more defensive things than the attack. They're not unleashing.
The thing is, Lombe, like I keep saying this quite a lot of times, and on paper it looks like he's playing the DM role, but essentially he's playing the shadow DM role, in my opinion, because when you play a Matic or when you play a McTominay with Pogba in that sort of pivot role that Solskjaer plays, obviously I'm not much of a sort of fan of that system. If it was completely down to me, I would play a 4-3-3 system and allow Bruno and Pogba to have that freedom going forward. But you need a solid anchor engine that's playing that DM role that could hold it down in that aspect. So I would leave the sort of attacking to Bruno, but Pogba has that awareness in the middle to either have the option to go forward sometimes. Because what you find is Bruno, you find him going back anyway. So those times when Bruno goes back, Pogba can go forward. They could rotate in that aspect. So for me, it's key for United to have a DM to play that system. But that's a whole different
But it's gonna take, for me, it's gonna take a hell of a DM. It's gonna take a serious DM
for me
for an entire season.
For me, it's a Kante. Like on my
exactly. Did you just hear what you said?
Like, play that role. Like, but if you can't do that, then for me, you could do.
If you can't get Kante, then what happens?
Huh?
If you can't, like you just said, N'Golo Kante, like there's 5 of them just chilling in world football. Kante is Kante, like that's him. Pogba is Pogba. Exactly. Bruno Fernandes is Bruno. Those 3, are unique players, all of them. You have to, get somebody in there you have to get at least 2 players who are willing to do a job, and so then like Liverpool
can do a Kante role.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? It's like, how can I put it? Pogba doesn't have the chance to carry the ball into the box. At Juventus, there are so many situations where he receives the ball at the edge of the box, and because he's got 2 men behind him, he'll get the ball, do a flip flap through somebody, and carry it into the box. That does not happen at Man United at all. Like, when was the last time I saw? You know the last time I saw Pogba carry the ball into the box? Do you remember you beat Sheffield United after the lockdown at Old Trafford? Had a lovely game, and then at the end, just by the end of the game, when you had kind of already won the game,
Spurs,
he went on this run where he just got the ball by the edge of the box, dragged it through someone's legs, and then just like he doesn't. That you see when he stepped on the gas and he changed the gear like this, that is so restricted at Man United. He has to play it simple and
The
then
thing is, look, you
look
know what?
behind his head and play it
Honestly,
like.
in all honesty,
Whose fault is that?
Matic, yeah, gives him the freedom to go forward in that aspect. In my opinion, Matic.
Not like it would be with two midfielders behind. Imagine Pogba had two guys behind him where when he's stepping on the gas, it's like, I'm the guy who has to get in the box. I don't have a guy in front of me who's that role, and then I'm the backup guy behind me. No, I'm the guy getting in.
I see what you're saying. I see
I
what
see
you're
what you
saying.
mean.
So here's what
Release Pogba.
all right, cool.
I see
All right,
what you
cool.
mean.
All right, Lombe. Let's put it this way, right? Right now, how it's going, Bruno's here. And Bruno is not getting substituted off for nothing. Because Bruno is star man. Bruno doesn't start, the world will shut down for a hot second, yeah? But let's put it this way, yeah? Which one's more effective? The way that we can find a team with Bruno or that position that you're talking about, Pogba in front and having two, like let's just say the McTominay and the Fred behind him, so that he knows, okay, you know what, I don't have to do that defensive role even if I fuck up or mess up. Like I'm not going to be. The people are not looking at me. I'm still going to try and be, you know, flip flapping and trying all this stuff. What are you gonna? What? Which one works best?
Now, personally, one or the other could work. The only way one or the other, but you gotta pick one. Bruno or Pogba. Pick your avenue.
Okay, cool.
And if you're gonna play both of them together, you need Thanos at DM.
Okay, cool. That's what. So basically, what you're saying right now is we need a Partey.
You need Partey is one of the basically, yeah. If you had Kante behind Partey and Pogba, that's perfect. Because Partey is not really a sole defensive mid that you put behind like two midfielders. He's more the box to box guy that's conservative.
Okay, which one is it indeed?
That's the perfect guy to put next to Pogba to free him up.
What you're saying.
All right, cool.
What you're saying. So, look, we've seen during the lockdown, that was the whole argument that could Pogba, could Bruno, could they play with each other? But we've seen that it can work. It can work. They could play with each
small teams.
Of course.
Small teams, but in the big teams we struggle.
Look, at the end of the day, look, I have to point out there. We needed to get exactly 14 points before the season ended so we can qualify for the Champions League. We ended up getting 14 points to qualify for the Champions League. And that's with Pogba and Fernandes post-lockdown. They proved it can work.
Though.
It's not our fault.
But it's not our fault, bro.
It's not our fault.
Hence what I'm saying. If other teams,
I don't have a problem.
It's not our fault.
Exactly. If other teams, there's a lot of teams right now. If you're Leicester right now, yeah, they're just tucked in Man City. You get what I'm saying? Right now, Leicester will be looking at that season and thinking, whoa, that's not happening to us. If you think if they get a 14-point lead again, they're bottling it. And then you guys are going to rely on that.
No,
okay,
that's
cool.
That's a one-off situation, I'm telling you right now.
What you got to understand is this. Because obviously sometimes you have that hat where it's just anti-United, isn't it, man? But at the end of the day, what you have to realize, no, this is just keeping it 100. This is what you have to realize. At the end of the day, us as a club, we're looking at, obviously, during lockdown, we're thinking, cool, how many points do we need to qualify for the Champions League? We just came together and said, look, we have to try and win every single game that we have. We're not looking at what other teams are doing. We just need to go out there and do our job so we can qualify. At the end of the day, we went out there, we done our job. It's not our fault that Leicester bottled it. It's not our fault. We still played them at the end of the season. At the end of the day, they had their chance.
Fair enough. Okay, cool.
I'm just saying that's not sustainable. That doesn't prove why Pogba played DM for the entire season. That's all I'm saying. That's
fair enough.
Being real.
Trey,
Go on,
what's
go
the
on, go
chance?
on. What you
What's the
say?
chances? What's the chances of us signing someone else before this window closes? Because, bruv, I'm pulling out my hair, bruv. I'm bugging out right now.
Of course.
You've heard in our group chats and everything. I am not joking, bro. I am not joking. What's the chance of us signing another player by the end of this window?
My theory is this. I'm going by the way, obviously, Woodward moves, the way the board's moving as well. Obviously, the journalists, sort of resources are saying that we're waiting until the 30th. That's where the financial year obviously ends. So obviously we can start doing business. I predict that we will end up signing 2 players as opposed to the 4 players that we need before the window. I
That's good
reckon.
enough.
Sorry?
That's good enough.
I reckon 2. We'll make 2 signings before the end of the window ends. And I reckon we will not sign a centre back in this window. We're more than likely to sign a centre back in January. And that's keeping it 100. That's keeping it 100.
Okay. Who's what position? What position are we most likely to sign?
Left back and a right mid.
Wow.
That's keeping it 100.
So we're definitely getting Sancho. Is what you're thinking?
I think we're gonna definitely sign someone on that number 7 side. Definitely. Someone's gonna get that.
Man, pull that.
Someone's getting that number 7 shirt. We'll see who that is. So
Can I just say, yeah?
Amazing stuff. If it's a Coleman, amazing stuff. Like I'll take anyone on that right hand side at the moment because once we sign a right-sided
we've
player,
got Greenwood.
Daniel James has gone to Leeds. You know that. Like Leeds want him. He'll fully
We got Greenwood.
And we got Greenwood on that side. Yeah, but let's keep it 100. For me, Greenwood's a number 9. The number 9. And what I see happening is when Martial has those games where he's a bit iffy, Greenwood goes into that position, Sancho on that right. That's a whole different attack. Rashford on that left. That's a whole different attack.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So what will happen is Martial will go on the left, Greenwood will go in the middle, and then Sancho go on the right.
No.
Why now?
No. Rashford is our left winger. He's our left winger.
But Martial is our left winger.
Is our number 9. Greenwood at the moment is playing as our backup right-sided midfielder at the moment. He's accommodating Daniel James because obviously, let's be honest, Daniel James is not of that level to be starting.
Trey, wait a second. You're ignoring what I'm saying, yeah? What? At the end of the day, Martial's better on the left.
No.
Can we agree on that?
I agree.
Can we agree that Martial... Who's better, Rashford or who's better, Martial or Rashford on the left? You tell me which one is better.
I'm going for Rashford on that left. I'm keeping it 100. I'm going for Rashford on that left. Reason why I'm saying Martial through the middle is because last season's results obviously proved that Martial is our best person at the moment, playing at number 9 at the moment.
Trey, let me ask a question, yeah. From the time you saw "Welcome to Old Trafford," Anthony Martial, when he came in from the left, yeah, and then you put the assassin in the middle, Greenwood, yeah, and then you put Sancho in his natural position on the right. You're telling me that putting Martial in the middle, putting Rashford on the left, and Sancho on the right is better than what I just explained to you?
Let me explain something to you now. Let me flip it for you. Let me flip it so you understand. Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, or Sancho on that side, let's say if he was to come, they're not gonna be playing in that position throughout the whole of the game. What you find, and you've seen in even the game against Brighton, is that Greenwood started on the right, but you'll find sometimes when we're attacking, you'll see Rashford interchange, go on the right. Sometimes, Greenwood will go on the left-hand side. Martial will be through the middle. Martial moves, goes on the left. It's interchangeable. Because the way they move and the way the chemistry is at the moment, they're not going to stick in that position. They're going to
Trey. Martial's already interchangeable.
Yep.
Greenwood, we already see that is interchangeable.
Yeah.
And Sancho is going to come in and he's interchangeable.
Definitely.
Compared to Rashford's interchangeability, even on the left. Listen, Rashford gives a different dimension, but he's not a better bowler than any of the guys that we're talking about.
You don't think he has the ability to score more than 15 goals this season?
No, that's a different case. I said the bowlers that I'm talking about, all of them better than Rashford. Bowlerism.
You reckon that Greenwood, Martial, and who?
More efficient than Rashford.
Martial, Sancho, and the generational talent of Greenwood.
Yeah.
Bowlers. All bowlers.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And now Rashford, he tries stuff, but he's not natural in terms of the bowlers that these guys are. Natural bowlers. Natural.
Let me say something, Gift, right? If Man United got Lewandowski right now, where's Martial playing?
On the left. 100.
Is he being on the bench for Lewandowski
Rashford?
And then Rashford started on the left?
No. Where would you put Rashford?
Rashford's on the bench.
For me, literally, if I've got a sense, remember, Gift, because I'm listening to you guys talk about the right wing debate, and I understand it because you have no backup for the right wing. Period. You got nothing there, right? So you might need a right winger, but at the same time, you know my views. I think you need a striker as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, because if you get a striker, suddenly all the roles in that front line where you got interchangeable become defined. You just need a striker that makes that work. That's not Lukaku. Do you get what I'm saying? You need somebody who can make that stick. Because if you get a centre forward through the middle, suddenly Martial's on the left, Greenwood's on the right. End of story. That's a team. Everyone knows their roles. Martial will probably be even more dangerous from the left with a proper striker.
But Lombe, here's what I'm saying. I'm being. Let's say Sancho comes in. Yeah, we've gone a little bit because I wanted to touch on a little bit of the other teams. But we're coming up to a close. Let me just say this. Yeah, at the end of the day, if Greenwood they decide, Greenwood, you're going in the middle, and he's the striker now. He's our Lewandowski. Then I've seen Greenwood. He's genuinely a striker. He gets the ball from the left. He doesn't. You know how you're saying Martinelli takes Lombe? I've been watching a whole lot of Martinelli now. A whole lot of him. He takes on people. He dribbles. He's actually he's very much more than what I thought of him first time. Greenwood, in terms of going past people, even his step overs. It's not meant to go past people. It's not. It's meant to be. Which one am I shooting? Which one am I shooting? Which one am I shooting? I'm going to the right. You know what I'm saying? It's not going past.
Destabilize you for him to get his shot off.
Yeah, and this is what he is as a striker. And then when he gets it midfield, he literally doesn't dribble nothing. He literally passes it simple, just like how Van Persie would. Van Persie would get the ball, pass it to a guy, and he'll run into the space, or he'll find the open things where he'll be open. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he also, Greenwood I think he can play with his back against the thingy, back against the goals. Like, people can pass it to him, and he passes it simple, turns, and then he does his thing. He's a striker. I feel Greenwood is a complete striker. Now, if you put Greenwood over there, what are you saying about Rashford? And what are you saying about Sancho and Martial? Which let's just say Greenwood now is a striker. What are we doing?
So right now, if let's say for me, if I was looking at obviously Manchester United's situation, in all honesty, I think like right now, if we're gonna sort of make Greenwood our sort of our number 9, there's a few things that obviously he needs to work on. We've obviously spoke about in the group. If he improves his heading ability, he's ready to play up front. If he just, I think he's just, I would say, a one season away from being able to lead the line in a sense where his physical physique, I think he just needs to get a bit more stronger, get used to the league before he can lead the line for us. That's why for me, at the moment, Martial, for me, you've got to play him up top, man, for now, for this season, I would say. And then with Rashford, you've got to play him on the left, man. You've got to play Rashford on the left. And then on that right hand side, that's when I would put then a Sancho on that side to accommodate the situation. And Greenwood, I would experiment with him playing up top when Martial has those games where he's a bit quiet per se. So I could
I don't
experiment
mind.
with him up top.
I don't mind the diplomatic answer. I'm saying that at the end of the day, Greenwood is we boom put him in the striking position. Yeah. And then now, because he's a striker, everyone agrees, this guy's supposed to be. Gary Neville says it, everyone says it, like he's a striker.
He's our future number 9, definitely.
Yeah. And then now you're left with two people that you need, and Sancho comes in, for example. You definitely know one's replacing Sancho on the right. Like that's right wing. Now you got two people fighting for left wing now. Yeah. You got Martial and you got Rashford. Who would you rather have?
On that left hand side?
Yeah.
Well, if you're playing Greenwood through the middle.
Striker, yeah.
Yeah, you'll play Martial. You'll play Martial there.
You play Martial. Why is that?
Martial, for me, when he's coming from the left, he's obviously
welcome to Old Trafford.
We've got the man here that obviously he's an Arsenal man. Look, he's not gonna admit it, but look, let's be honest, man. That finesse side foot finish.
Henri,
who does that remind you of? This. Who does that remind you of? That
over, mate.
You know.
Talking about.
You know that's on the end. Not the obviously Henri's a legend. He's his own man. I'm not comparing him to Henri's a Premier League
facts.
But I'm just going by the
open foot. You know what I'm saying? Open foot, blood. You got that.
His body.
Man, you're still woke up, mate.
Yeah, bugging.
On the finish.
Bugging. Anyway, let's move on.
You'll never admit it.
You never admit it, blood.
Never.
Anyway, so today Man City lost 5-2. Should they be worried? Because I heard King Sully himself say that it's their chance to. I mean, it's up to them to lose it. And at this present moment, you can clearly see that, it's David Silva is gone. Kompany hasn't been replaced as the head defender. Like, what should they be completely worried right now?
In my opinion, I'll keep it 100%. Yeah, City do not have a solid back two. Centre-back partnership at the back. They're going to struggle this season.
I think Coffee was saying that who was saying in the group that it's like they've got a really good back two.
They've not replaced Kompany.
Well, Ake and Laporte.
Yeah.
They've not replaced Kompany.
I'm saying it. Yeah.
I mean, like it's not like Kompany, like that's not Kompany level, but
that's fine. That spine of Man City, they're going one by one. The horsemen of the apocalypse, mate. You got Kompany, it's gone. Leader, the only leader in the entire squad. I still think there's no leaders at Man City. He was a one guy that was a leader and is gone now. Just like John Terry. That's the best defender in your entire history, gone. David Silva, your best midfielder in your entire history is gone, and you're basically putting all that weight on Phil Foden. Good luck.
I remember.
Right? Sorry, I'm just about to finish. Sorry. Sergio Aguero's injured. Man City, if you want to go for a title challenge, when has Aguero ever not been present for a title challenge for Man City? You need to see his name up top there, Aguero. You need that. Them three gone. Kompany, Silva, and Aguero.
So is Liverpool running away with it then? By the looks of it.
That depends.
If I'm honest, it looks like it. Like, look, I'm a United boy, man. We obviously know. I don't want to see Liverpool win it, but look, at the end of the day, if this carries on, they'll win it. But let me say this as well: this whole penalty rule is going to play a major factor in this Premier League because we've had 25 games and there's been 21 penalties awarded in 25 games. So think about it. this rule is going to play a big factor. It's crazy. So these teams that feel that, you know what, it's going to be a hard game against Liverpool. You know what, Arsenal got a good chance tomorrow to get a result. Let's keep it real.
So
That's what I was gonna
Arsenal.
say, you know.
So Arsenal is playing tomorrow. I am definitely going to grab the Arsenal boys because you guys haven't chatted at all. And so we'll definitely have a
Man
chat on
United
that.
podcast.
Nah, it literally has been. But are Spurs and Arsenal a threat? Let's just start off with that, just to understand. Are they a threat?
Threat to what exactly?
You know what?
Would they are they competing for top 5?
If I'm honest, like, look, me and me and Phantom, man, we've had our back and forths, man. It's like Roy Keane and Vieira at his prime when it comes to arguments between us, man. But look,
who's Roy Keane, blood?
He's Roy Keane on Vieira, mate. Man, you and Arsenal, straight up.
Straight up. Look, Arsenal, after what they've done last season, they need to be looking at top 4. They need to be looking at Champions League because by them looking at being in those positions, it represents progress. If they don't do it this season, then for me, they haven't progressed, in my opinion. So they're definitely gonna be in the running for it. They're gonna be a competition, definitely. Definitely, you have to consider Arsenal. You have to.
Lombe,
with that said,
what are you feeling?
With that, my opinions on it is, let me just throw this curveball in. Okay, this is my Arsenal. I don't know what it is, but it's leaking out. Yeah, in this one. Yeah, this Man United. You just now you've put it now in the chat now that you weren't lucky. Like you weren't lucky to finish third. Leicester bottling it is not your fault. All right. So if you finish any less than third place, having said all that you guys were just backing yourselves with and calling me the hater, if you guys finish any less than third, you've gone backwards. No. Don't try and put the excuses in now.
I haven't signed anyone.
So what?
The reason why.
Say that again.
Let me finish.
Say your point.
Let me finish. Arsenal, we've come from 8th place in it. There's a number of things. I don't know what progress is going to look like, but as long as it's higher than 6th, it could be marked as progress. It could be marked as stagnant. I don't know. I just need to see it, how it looks like, because I've just come from the worst season I've ever seen in my life. So progress could be marked in a number of different ways in our situation, because we could finish 1 point below 4th and feel like we've improved after last season. But you guys, if you guys finish 5th, that's 100% you've gone backwards.
Yeah, 100%.
No other way to look at it.
For us, let me tell you exactly what represents progress for us. So obviously we end up being third, same points with Chelsea, 66 points. We end up obviously getting into 3 semi-finals, and we didn't obviously win none of them. So what represents progress for us would be top 4 again, and also winning a trophy. That's progress. That's standard progress for us. But I'm saying for Arsenal, your route through to qualify for the Champions League is not just through what you do in the league. You've got the Europa League there. Like Arsenal's history of no European trophy, rides on you guys winning the Europa League. So it just makes it that much important, don't you think? Like it makes it that much important. Like you have to. It's a must. Lombe, you can't say that Arsenal are not looking to qualify for the Champions League.
No, we are. We are, but this is what the tricky thing is.
Aubameyang admitted that he received offers from other clubs such as Barcelona and I think Inter Milan were the other club that were interested in him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he admitted that Arteta convinced him that, look, this is a proper setup, and then plus the love for the fans that obviously the love you fans give to obviously Aubameyang So he convinced him to stay. But I'm sure in the back of his mind, he's saying that, look, this season, Champions League football is a must. Not just through the league, but Europa League. So for me, Champions League qualification represents progress, is standard. So that doesn't sort of sway into how you guys do in the league. It also goes into what happens in Europa League as well. You've got two routes. Remember, we was in a similar position in 2017. We obviously did poorly in the league. Obviously, you saw Mourinho, he threw away the league to focus on the Europa League, which we won. Arsenal have to do that to qualify for the Champions League. Either.
Fair enough. Lombe, you'll be in tomorrow. We're going to be on the show tomorrow as well with some of the Arsenal boys because I'm going to drag them in just to find out their point of views and exactly what the hell is going on their side because from 8th, I just want to know you guys' mindset, how you guys are feeling because we are 3rd and I'm not feeling really, I'm a happy bunny tray, man. I'm serious.
You know what? I'll keep it 100. Like you already know me. I'm cool. I'm a cool head. I'm obviously level-headed, but obviously at the end of the day, I already know it's the problem is deeper than social. Like it's deeper than him. It goes to the top. Obviously, Phantom. Like he knows. Like better than anyone. Obviously, went to uni together. He explained that Arsenal were in a similar position. And I remember him telling me at the time, we need a director of football, we need to change the structure, blah, blah, blah. I used to bounce and laugh about him, like, nah, that's not a problem. But
nobody understood what I was talking about.
Wow, that was a long time ago, mate.
Nobody understood what I was talking about. Nobody, even you, Gift.
All right, let's just have a little glimpse first for it. Let's just say you guys are putting on like futurism goggles. So what do you think the prediction is going to be 1 to 6?
Wow. Bruh. I'm gonna say
doesn't matter who's 1 to 6, just who's involved in 1 to 6.
I've got a sneaky feeling. I've got a sneaky feeling that Liverpool probably be top.
Doesn't matter who's top.
Oh, Leicester will be in the top 4. And the rest, I don't know.
That's how mad it is.
I've just got a feeling about them too. Yeah, they have certified structure and balance in those two teams.
Proper.
What are you saying?
Leicester, they've got the right setup, like from top to bottom.
The rest of us are question marks. Arsenal, question mark.
Proper.
Chelsea, big question mark. Man United, big question mark. Tottenham, big question mark. Everybody's like, Wolves, what are they? They could get stronger, worse, whatever. Sheffield, Leeds are coming as well. I don't know.
So who's in the top 6?
You know what? If I'm 100% honest with you, I could answer that question after the window closes. If I'm honest with you, I can make a proper assessment. I need to see who leaves United. I need to see who we're bringing in. Once I can see who leaves and who we bring in, I can make a proper assessment from there.
And the window is closing on the 5th.
5th, exactly.
God help us, Robert.
Hopefully, ideal world. If it was down to me, if I wanted a miracle, I would ask Woodward to get a left back, a centre back, a DM, and a right wing.
I'll ask him to retire himself, bro. See me, yeah. I wouldn't be asking for players off Woodward because he wouldn't.
Can I just say one last thing?
Yeah.
I observed your Man United games very closely, the Crystal Palace and Brighton game, yeah. And just to add to my Pogba point at the beginning, yeah. Crystal Palace and Brighton absolutely ran through your midfield like they weren't there. Straight at your back 4, who still needs strengthening just in itself. But every single attack was straight at the back 4.
So to me,
just straight through.
Wan-Bissaka
wasn't even a sieve.
Wan-Bissaka is the one that was irritating me in the Brighton one. That was the one I didn't want to speak of, but he was being boom, but
Yeah,
like he wasn't
but the
there.
ball got to him. How many times did the ball just get to Wan-Bissaka? Like, think about it. Every time you think of that
Pogba,
Brighton game
let me
and
keep it
the
real
ball
with
going
Pogba.
to Wan-Bissaka, the midfield
Let me
doesn't
keep it
even
real.
exist in the way it ended up at Wan-Bissaka.
Let me keep it
No,
real.
like it crossed it.
Pogba is not fit. Let's put it out there. He's not fit. He's not at his sort of form that you saw at the end of the season. Obviously, last season. Obviously, the
Well, yeah,
whole
you had the Corona
Corona.
in.
He's obviously been on quarantine. He hasn't trained. So you can see that Solskjaer's only playing him for about 60, 65 minutes to get him up to speed. I think it's going to take up to about five games, bro, for him to properly get back into full fitness. He's not fit. It's clear. It's evident.
Well and
So
good.
why doesn't he start Van de Beek and then bring in Pogba for the second half?
Because Solskjaer doesn't know what he's doing. Anyway, guys, I didn't want to go over an hour or 1 minute in, but thank you very much. I know there's one viewer going on. Please join us again, by the way, tomorrow. Lombe, you're going to be in, right?
Yeah, after. Oh, I might not be able to make it for a preview, but after the game.
Big game.
It's going to happen after the game.
All right, yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'll
Okay,
definitely
cool.
be there.
So, yeah, we'll see you after the game. Thank you for everyone watching. Subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bless.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.